that if we want to approve this in June, that anything else that the board feels that they need, they let Mark know so we can have it in advance.
The SEL updates, that's part of the,
June testing report.
okay.
All right, anything else that you can think of right now for items for the next agenda? Okay, open forum. Anyone in the audience? Please.
All right, start dictating here.
Yes, very used to just those things. For last few board meetings when I was here, most discussion. No standard grading system. And today, of course, standard grading system. Mark, thank you very much for questions, because my questions are exactly the same. We're doing assessments. Great, assessments are perfect. Yeah, I love it. These tests are too easy for kids in 8th grade. In Europe, I took this test in 6th grade, I passed it. These grades are too easy. That is the true statement. This test for 4th level and the 8th grade above level is too easy. That's the true statement. With Europe, the kids are much better. And I was there and I know that. However, the whole problem with the standard grading assessment is we don't know how the grades will go. You cannot take 10% from your salary and expect that you will work hard to gain again this, whatever the amount of money, saying, okay, you work hard again, you will get this 10% back, but as of now, I cut you 10% so you improve. Because that's what we're talking about here. Because as of now, the free used to be 100. Nobody can tell me that wasn't. 100 was free, level 3. Why we not saying, we're not making the confusion, if you're going above level 3, that's above 100%. Kids will love it. They will go forward. They will fight for them like hell. No, we just cut them to 90%, and that's what you're getting. You're getting the high kids going back to 90s, there will be Bs, and they will say, I will not say what bad words, but what they will say,
We're gonna have to beat you out.
we don't have to worry about this bus, anything, because the kids will say, I don't want to work that hard because I work harder and I'm not getting the grades. The problem is simple. The Spanish and the first trimester, my daughters were there. I had a lot of discussion about Spanish, why I have to work so hard. Right now she's doing the same even more, because in Spanish in fifth trimester and this grading system, when it was the basic, which nobody knows, the spelling was excluded. So the kids could not have a spelling right, they still get better grades. Right now they have to do the spellings, and they have the grades back, and they're happy. And they have this level 4 question, but they don't know about it. All the parents don't know about it. Instead of taking level 4, this is level 4, tell the parents it's above 100%. They will love it. They will say, kids, you have to study. You can get more than 100%. No confusion. It's everything the same. Just say, level 3 is 100, because that's what was before. Correct me if I'm wrong. We just want this 100% level 3. There are some kids, I hope will be 99% of the school district, because that's why we're here, will be above 100%. That is what is doing some teachers in the 6th grade. And anytime they're giving extra question, they're giving extra percentage, and my daughter is like, oh, I screwed up the test, the question which on level, but I got this extra one, and I come back to the certain percentage, and she was so happy. That's the easy solution to make all the confusion go away. But we're asking, okay, how to go? None of these teachers knows that. Come on, we didn't know this in September, we don't know this in June. Almost June, I'm sorry, it's May. But that's how the problem. I said from the beginning, I was in that system. Nobody asked me really how this works in Europe. If you try to translate this from 2, 3, 4 to 100%, that's what you had a mistake. It was under math. I prove it to you on these meetings. By math, you do not make this transformation. That's like I cannot translate it and thinking in Polish and try to translate in English. That's impossible. You have to just stick to the certain rules. Level 3, 100%, done. That's what you're supposed to do. If you want it, outcome more than this, and we want this, I will push my child and everybody will push the child. Just give them 105%. They will be happy about it, and they will be trying to study harder. Don't try to cut the grades down or figure out how to get this 90% or because then and everybody end up in this, and you have more meetings and even more discussion like you had last year. And that's a simple solution. So please advance. I am not against it. I am through it, but do it in the smart way. That's only what I'm asking.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else during open forum, please? Please, Michael.
Hi, my name is Michael Rack, and this question may have been answered before, But when they had the questions up there, which were level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, that's not going to be put on a student's test, so the student doesn't know what level question it is it? Because when I talked to the lady from the Iowa Basics, she said, no, that would freak them out. And I talked to one of the teachers, and she said, yes, they are going to be on there. So, I mean, I personally feel that those level 1 or 2 or 3s, letting the students know what level they are, should not be on there. But I don't know. I got 2 different answers, one from the person that was on Iowa, that talked about Iowa, and one from the teacher. So I was just wondering if someone could clarify that. And,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think anyone asked that. But,
Okay, so, okay.
and then if they are there, is that the normal way that it's supposed to be done? I mean, I feel that would be the wrong way to do it, but that's just my opinion. I think, like the lady that was here from Iowa Basics, she said that would freak the students out. So.
Okay.
And then another thing, when you guys are talking about with the report cards for next year, and you were talking about having seminars in the fall, I think before that comes about, I think you should let people know, end of the school year, that next year, here's the changes we're going to do. We're going to have these sessions in place. Because that was part of the problem with the standard-based grading. You didn't let people know far enough ahead of time. Let them know that there's going to be discussions, you know, that they will be able to discuss this. They will be able to understand it. They will be able to have question and answer sessions. They'll be able to have training sessions. If you inform the people ahead of time, they can't complain. But it's when, and that seems to be the problem with the standard-based grading, that no one was informed ahead of time. They didn't know how it worked, and there wasn't enough explanation for these. You know, I understand his point, but you know, he's trying to say the same thing. If you let the people know ahead of time, let them know what's coming, they're better off being prepared. And that leads to the last statement I have, when you guys said that the board took undue punishment, or however you guys put it, undue criticism for the fine. I mean, I understand how the law works, and I'm sure you guys do now, and I'm not sure that a lot of people here knew before she came and talked about it. So I think part of the problem was that there was no information put out by the district to let them know that this is a fine that there's nothing you can do about, and what the laws are, and explain how the laws are. I mean, it's simple. It's a 2-page paper that's printed off of the TRS and the ERO, and it explains everything, exactly how it works, what the fine percentages are, you know, depending on your years and your years of service, or your age and years of service. So I think part of it is that nothing was put out by the school district. Obviously, it's a catch-22, because you guys, obviously, you don't want to put out that you were fined, but I mean, it's something that can't be avoided. And if you let the public know exactly what went on and why it happened, then I think this criticism wouldn't have been taken, or wouldn't have been, you know, given to you guys. So I think part of it is, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22. You don't know if you want to put it out or you don't, but since it wasn't put out, then there was a criticism brought upon the board, which wasn't deserved. So, I mean, it's kind of, what do? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. And, I mean, I think you guys do a great job. My kids get a great education, as far as I feel. But the one thing that really lacks here is the communication. And I think part of it is, you know, what I suggested, that let people know far enough in advance that these things are happening, not after the fact, because then they're surprised. You know, the kids come home and, well, I don't know what I got this grade for. You know, if you let them know ahead of time and say, okay, if you have questions and answers, come here, and start it before it's actually implemented instead of after it's implemented.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Michael.
Mo.
Anything else? Okay.
All right, I move that we move into closed session to discuss, go into closed session. We usually don't have a time on there, do we?
Just go ahead.
To discuss appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, dismissal of personnel, administrative, and confidential employee contracts.
Can I have a
Second.
second? I'm sorry.
Second. Yep,
Who's second?
I did.
Mrs. Essig?
Yes.
Mrs. Howe?
Mr. Mirably?
Yes.
Mrs. Nelson?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Halloran?
Yes.